Busting legal myths about logos today. Clients frequently want me to register their logos as a trademark, and it's a good idea to protect them. Every time, I always ask them, who created that logo for you? Because if you created the logo for yourself, there's no worries. You own copyright in the logo, and you can register it as a trademark. Now, if you've seen my other videos, you'll know that a trademark is like your superpower. It's stronger than a business name. It's stronger than a company name. It's stronger than a domain name. And for a logo, it's the ultimate protection. So it's sensible to register a trademark for your logo. But if a designer has designed a logo for you, then you have to make sure that they have assigned the copyright to you in writing. That means transfer the copyright to you. Now, I'm talking Australian law. In Australia, if the assignment is not in writing, it's invalid. And so it needs to be in writing. It doesn't have to be a fancy document. You can just email them and go, oh, dear designer, please confirm that I own the copyright. So they've legally transferred ownership to you. If that doesn't happen, you can have the problem that one of my clients faced. It was actually a government department, had paid tens of thousands of dollars for a logo design, really, with public money, okay. And then they modernized the logo. When they modernized the logo, they changed some of the fonts, they made it a little bit more swirly, swishy. You could tell it originated from the original, but it was just slightly different. They then wanted to register the modernized version as a trademark, and sensible, and as a courtesy, one of the staff members let the designer know that this was what was happening. The designer then came back to that government department and said, here are my terms and conditions that you agreed to when I devised this logo for you, and hello, I own the copyright. That means you are not allowed to modify, and you are most certainly not to register a trademark for this logo. Which I thought was a bit crazy, given that they had paid tens of thousands of dollars for it, but the designer was right. That was in her terms and conditions, and she owned the copyright, and only she could modify it, and only she could register it as a trademark. So my tip, well, the myth is, if somebody designs a logo for me, then I own it and I can register it as a trademark. I can do anything I want with it. No. The question is, who owns the copyright? So you can do all of those things if you make sure you have in writing something saying that you own the copyright. And most designers won't have a problem with that. So that's tip number one. Tip number two is to be very careful of cheap logo designers, not being disparaging. So one time I decided, as a social experiment, to ask somebody on Fiverr, which is kind of like Upwork, to create a logo for me where you pay $5 US and they create something. And then I took the image and I did an image search in Google, and lo and behold, the logo belonged to an international company in some obscure country that I hadn't heard of. Well, I'd heard of the country, not of the logo. And so if I had used that logo in good faith and that person said, yes, I've assigned the copyright to you, she could not assign the copyright to me because she didn't own the copyright in the first place. So when I have logos designed for my clients, I always ask the designer, do you just design these from scratch, or do you take images from elsewhere, from stock images, from standard image sources? Because it is worth paying more to have a unique image created, and then they can properly assign the copyright to you. So it has been absolutely amazing busting legal myths with you to protect your business so that you can live the lifestyle that you deserve. My name is Cathryn Warburton, and I am the Legal Lioness.